What's going on, everybody? Let me put this off to this side. Alright, what's going on, everybody? I am gonna do some streaming today. I need to turn some audio down. Where are you, settings? All right, so I changed my audio here. And hopefully, you know, if anyone joins the chat, just let me know if you can hear everything. I'm gonna test out, usually at the middle of the day, I barely have anybody tune into these streams, but later, a lot of people watch them later. So hopefully, if you're here live, let me go ahead and know how the audio sounds. I think I should be getting it decent, but what I'm gonna try to do is play a little background music, which I normally don't do. I normally just talk and on the microphone, you know, and it's kind of just my voice and all that kind of stuff. You hear all the sound effects from the wind and everything outside. So I've got a playlist of TreeFall music that I'm going to stream in the background. I'm about to loop it right now, but I want to make sure that the audio is not too loud. I'm going to even hit that volume even lower. So yeah, that's just going to be really quiet. Let me know if the audio from the background music is too loud, and then I will turn it down. But yeah, so I'm going to be just working. Here's the thumbnail I was working on earlier. We're going to be in Affinity Photo, jumping back and forth between some texture work and then the 3D development, because this looks like poop. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Give me one, turn it down. But sec, I need to share this out real fast now that it's actually live. Yeah, and you're gonna have to ignore the I have a mechanical keyboard now with this setup, so the clicks are stupidly loud. It's probably gonna affect the stream a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so tweeted that out. Let me put it on Facebook, even though no one uses that. Trying to get started faster. Normally I start off really slow and I'm like, oh, what am I doing? How does this stream stuff work? I'm so bad at it. And then, you know, whenever people go to review the streams, it basically takes probably 20 minutes before you actually get into any content. That song from Perplexing Orb is a little loud. Can probably hit that volume even lower. There we go. Alright, so we're going to be in Pic-A-Block today, which is a 3D puzzle game. Basically, the concept is down. It's pretty cool. I think there's some cool stuff about it. But, you know, this is basically a small side project that I'm wanting to finish up pretty soon. Get a little bit more revenue in, get some more TreeFall titles out this year before we work on something really big. So I've showed this off in the TreeFall Summer Showcase, I believe. Let me save this. And basically there was no functionality whatsoever. And it just had a few snippets of code that worked. I need to change this one more second. But I'm about to do a devlog overviewing all of these things, but I'll just show really briefly what's actually new. Let me add this frame rate code in here real quick, because my new PC, I was building this on my laptop, but then my new PC is a whole lot stronger. So the frame rate is off. Oh shoot. I actually have to plug in this old ancient controller. 1 second. How did that look? I just missed it. Yeah, that's the right speed. I have us on the right frame rate now. Ignore all of the bumps in this microphone. All right. So, definitely gonna mute that. Those little sounds. And I'm gonna hit the stream music back up. All right, so briefly, basically what was functional before in the little video, maybe it's still too loud, was you could move the cursor and you could basically delete stuff. And that's basically what I showed in the announcement trailer, which is pretty small time. It was barely working. And now we got a whole lot of stuff going on here. And I'm going to be going over all of it in the devlog, but I'll give a really brief, quick overview. So basically what you're trying to do in this game is you have a set of blocks in front of you, and you have to pick the right blocks. Over here in the right corner is a thumbnail picture showing you what you're actually trying to get. You're trying to, level 1 is a tree, you know, TreeFall Studios. So you're trying to picture this little tree, so you got to look here and try to imagine where the blocks go, which would be greens right here, brown right here, and all of these are empty blocks. And so what we've got going on is 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 major changes since then. So now if we let's just start from the entrance of the level, and when you enter, now every level will have a animation. You can see these went like boom 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 from top left to bottom right. Some of them are going to go from top to bottom. Some of them are going to go from all, you know, random blocks popping in and out. So that's like coded by hand for each block, which is kind of cool. So now that's new, and then once they all animate in, the cursor animates in. You can move your cursor all around here, and then you can see as you've gone to select a block, the actual what do you call this, selection block will animate. It will animate in 3D, and it will change colors, and then whenever you deselect a block, it will change colors back to a lighter tone, so where it's kind of out of the way and you don't really see it as much, and then it will stop animating. So this is how you know what block you're on. And then also in the bottom, if you can see, I click around. There are 4 different types of abilities. You can delete blocks, freeze them, push them left, or push them right. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but this was ultra difficult to code, and now that these are all combined together, you can make some very interesting puzzles on basically what you can and can't do. Also in the top left now, there is a move counter, so if I delete, it's going to count up our moves. Also, basically, this is pretty cool. When you delete a block, let's say from the bottom, you can see they will slowly all fall down. That was basically the code challenge I had to create originally to get this game rolling before I could say, all right, this is the game we're working on. Because basically what's going on here now is all of the code is running in the background to find where every block needs to be. So like if you go to push this block, that block pushes and falls down where it needs to be. This block falls where it needs to be. You can push these, you know, back and forth. You can do whatever you want. Well, unless there's a block in the way. Or like if you go delete this one, let's say push this one over, you can't push it outside the bounds of the grid. So the beginning levels, there's going to be the easy peasy levels are going to be 5x5. Then I'm going to do some 7x7s and then some 10x10s, which will be huge pictures and huge puzzles. So right now we're just going to be building the base stuff, the 5x5 levels. I've built a couple of them already, and now the code is mostly working. So I can just basically deploy levels at this point. So I'll go ahead and show you. So like if you go to the freeze block, another thing about it, this is pretty cool. Each one, you can see it animates in the bottom left to show you which ability you have highlighted. But not only does it do that every single time you use an ability, like let's say we delete a block, the cursor animates. If we freeze a block, the cursor has a different animation. And as you could see earlier when we're pushing left and right, there's also different cursor animations for that. If you freeze a block, you can now unfreeze it. I was having trouble getting that working at first. Or if you freeze a block, you can delete it straight up. But you can see we need to freeze blocks to get them in the right picture because so we don't need anything below this. So if we deleted these, but we didn't freeze this block, it would fall out of the spot that it needs to be, and then it would no longer be able to complete the picture. Also, so you can do stuff like you can slide them down, you can fill in, and you can see already how that is going to be huge for different puzzles. I have also got it worked out in code where I'm going to leave some blocks frozen from the start, some blocks you can't move, teleporting blocks, and all sorts of stuff to where you put the different blocks into different places and then it will go where it needs to go. For your puzzle solving, you'll have to attempt to try to figure out how to get around them. So I just wanted to show you real quick. The loading screen code and saving code is not done, but it's pretty cool. I'll redo it one time. So I have in a little bit of some level complete so far. And you can see, whoops, that when you complete a level, we got a few different things going on here in the code. It's kind of hard to... So off to the right, the thumbnail image warps away. It animates off the screen. The selection boxes disappear. The actual image becomes a full model instead of just the boxes, and it rotates and animates around the screen. And you get a level complete animation. There's already 3 different text animations for that, and they're just randomly selected every time you beat a level. So it pops up and then will animate off the screen. I've got to code the cursor to disappear, so it disappears off the screen. And then also this is when the transition screen would happen to the what do you call it, the loading screen. I need to grab a drink real fast. So yeah. So now the big problem on selling this game is there's some cool puzzles, there's some cool abilities, and we're going to have a ton of levels. I've got the code built in to where we can do one level after another and just start building the levels. But the real kicker is the visuals. The game is going to be fun. The game is going to have some good feedback. I'm already proud of some of these visuals. Like these little icons, I love them. They remind me of old little buttons on PC games, like maybe Roller Coaster Tycoon or something like that. And I like their little smooth animations, so that's cool. This text is better than the normal text. I'm actually using the newer Unity text. Like I've got some drop shadow on it, it's outlined and stuff, so it fits good on the background. So that looks pretty good. The thumbnails are okay, but I kind of want the grid to be in there so you can tell exactly where the blocks are going. So the challenge is we need to make these backgrounds appealing. We need to make the graphics look appealing for people to want to try to even solve these puzzles. So what I did is I got this sky from the Unity Asset Store and edited it a little bit. So there's like this, I thought, hey, let's put this beautiful sky going on in the background. And then I built this terrain just to be faded out through fog in the background. And you can see there's some wind and stuff. But I'm not the biggest fan of it, to be honest. Like, it still looks like, I mean, it looks kind of cool when you complete the level, per se. Like, well, I screwed that one up because I still have the click code in there. But when you beat the level and when you're moving the stuff around and you're watching the animations and stuff, it looks kind of cool. But there's something about it that I just feel like the blocks and stuff, it just looks like crap. In my head, I thought this was going to look a whole lot better. So in level 2, let me go. Night Detective sounds a little loud. Turn that down. So we're on level 2 now, and this level is actually cool. So this is like how you can see some of the puzzles are starting to come in. This is just level 2, and as you can see, I love that. Did I put the frame rate target in here? No. Alright, let's check out and make sure this animates in smoothly on the right frame rate. Yeah, alright, so that one is diagonal as well. Yeah, so you can see what you need to do is we're building this little tomb, this little temple here. Kind of think it's almost like a little beehive. It's kind of hard to get really cool shapes in such a small space when the blocks are, you only have 5 rows, basically, 25 available pixels to make an image. So this is a little tomb here. You don't need anything up at the top on these corners, but you need these black, the doorway in the very center, and as you can see, there is nothing in the middle, so you can't just delete and have the black fall into place and all be right. So you got to do stuff like deleting these, moving these here, and then you got to figure out, all right, what do we all need up here? We actually don't need any of these, and then still need that, but boom, we messed up, we needed another block. So stuff like that, trying to figure out how to get it working is the key here for each puzzle, and they're going to get more complicated as we go along, and I think this will be pretty cool. So I've deleted the sky, I hid all that stuff. So I thought on today's live stream, if people wanted to join in, I would make some new levels. We could draw some pictures together and be jumping from textures to setting up the levels and show you how easy I have it to set up the levels. But besides that, I also thought, all right, I'm going to experiment around with these backgrounds and try to get something a little bit more appealing than what I've got. So this is the terrain without all the effects on it. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. So you can see we've got our level here, and then the blank, nasty, just Unity sky background. You can see I already have everything starting to organize in folders. These are all of the animations that I haven't confirmed to put in my folder yet. These are actually good to be moved to my textures folder. Gotta stay organized. And I was thinking maybe, well, let's start off with like doing a sky or something. Sky Test 1, maybe. I love this song from Perplexing Orb 2. Alright. Man. My impressions and reach is being severely limited, I believe. All right. I don't remember which Skybox is I used for tilting tiles. I made them I don't think that I did procedural. I think I just used a straight up color. Because I have so much trouble with the, I mean, you just color your ground, whatever, because you're not supposed to be able to see it. But it's like the horizon line. That atmosphere's thickness, like I can't ever get these to do what I want them to do. I think that's one of the weakest aspects of Unity game development in general, is like the sky creation is just really bad. Everyone's like, oh, the cube map or whatever, use your 6-sided images, and then you're supposed to go to the internet and find images of clouds and whatnot. But they never, ever look good. Like, they just never look good. I wonder if I made cube maps. And I don't really know the best way about it. Sky cube. Let's see. I don't know where they've moved that to. Oh, it's legacy now. I guess they don't want you to do it that way. This is on old Unity too. I've been making a lot of the games in this older Unity in 2019. Well, let me just look. I'm gonna look off the screen for a second at the tilting tiles skyboxes and see how those were done. I can't just open it up. Because I can't work on that on the live stream because it has like PlayStation and Xbox stuff in it. I think I'll just move it to the other screen. Yo, yo. hide my Unity Pro here, or all my projects here, so you can't see my horrid naming schemes on the live stream. Alright, it's probably gonna open up on this screen, but I'll just scoot it over. Yeah. The tilting tiles is built in a little bit of a newer version of Unity. Love this song from Perplexing Orb 2 as well. Way too hunched over this computer. I need to build my monitor arm. Man. It's really dying just trying to open that thing up. Tilting tiles is pretty huge. Wow, it's like spoiler alert, everyone. Alright, let me go to wow, they have me signed in on here. Add tab. What in the world? Oh, there's lighting. Jumping between all of the default Skybox. Wow, okay, so that's how I deal with tilting tiles. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see, a different level. Stage 1. So this is not HDRP, is it? Okay, so alright, so we're in standard, so I can still do this. They really want you to get out of here though. And they want you to start using HDRP or the universal pipeline. So I basically faked the sky in tilting tiles, which is not possible to do from this camera angle. So I actually have to build a skybox. But let's do like, so you know, I just don't think this is gonna look good either. My plan was like, all right, let's do a bunch of cubes in the background to go simple. Now this, but this one might need a floor. I was thinking almost like the tilting tiles kind of, kind of set up to where it's like, oh, there'll be like all these cubes in the background and they'll be like flying off of the screen. You won't be able to see them, how far they go down. You know, we'll just change like 2 to 25. Change the rotation, make them all look different. So it's kind of like you're in a city of blocks. And then I was like, all right, well, let's give them some colors. And put them all around. And then really edit up the... Now, anything in the foreground is going to look pretty bad. Yeah, kind of ruins it. But you can kind of like hide it like right beneath it, I guess. And then, so I was like, all right, so I was thinking, let's put all this stuff in here. And then let's make some volumes. Let's call this like post-processing volume. And then I was like, all right, so we're just going with plain colors, you know, in this game. And for the plain colors, I'm like, well, how do we make these blocks look actually attractive to players? And I was like, all right, so, you know, we go to the materials. I've made the materials reflective. So I was thinking, okay, let's put some post-processing in here. Let's call this post-process. I think it's a volume. Yeah, global, new. I don't like when they do that. We're going to make our new folder. Post-processing. Processing. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're going to take this. We're going to drag it into here. Because I like my scenes in one folder and nothing else. It's going to bother me that I didn't capitalize that. I'm not sure if that's actually correct, but that'll be fine. Alright, so let's go to the zone. And so I was thinking, alright, well, you know what would be cool is having some reflections. Go screen space reflections. Oh, we're not even in deferred. What a noob. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, I was just being careful. I got real nervous for a second. I have my PS4 hooked up in here, but this is the PC build, and it has no PlayStation code. There's nothing proprietary or, you know, under NDA in this, so I just can't click on this stuff. But we go to none of those. Okay, so we're in linear space, and then we need to go here and then go to, what's up with our graphics settings? Forward for all of them. We're only high tiers around here, you know, that's all we do, so I don't know if I'm gonna leave those. I'll edit that later. We'll just do it from here for now. Alright, so we go to deferred. You can't run deferred rendering unless you're in the linear path, which looks a whole lot better than gamma anyways. Just a little tip if you are a game developer. Wow, I basically can't turn that song down any. Well, I guess I can. This one feels like a little loud in my headphones. I'm going to turn the desktop audio like slightly down. Let me know if that's fine or if it's like still kind of rough. Headphones are starting to whip my hair around. Alright, so now we have this on the camera. See, now I like to do this in a post-processing layer, and then that way I can actually figure out what's going on. Then you set your cameras to post-processing, you change the layer to post-processing. Oh wait, get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and pop on fast approximate for this since we're streaming. And now we go back to our volume. We're already as global. Are we already reflecting? We should be. Let's move this in front just to test that. Darn it. Where are you, my little gizmos? Also, this is like kind of a terrible way to edit in this little thing. But are we seeing? Yeah, I think we are. We can see the sky in the blocks now. So let's get rid of this. Like, my thought process on this was, all right, if we have this cool little background with like all these primitive blocks, and then we spin it around, we animate it when we do the level complete, then you'll get to see all of the cool background reflected in the blocks. Yeah, it's fine. Spoilers for how we solved the level. This is level 2. So you have to slide both of these in here, and then the quickest way to do this is, I think it's this way, and then we delete the edges. Yeah, I don't know if that's really gonna look as how I want it. I think we're like a little light on, what's our light? Well, I don't know if I need it that bright. A little lighter, and then we need to start putting some stuff here. High quality reflections. Can it handle it? I don't know. Is this even on? Or what? No, that would be blowing out the camera. Oh, this is why. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so now we should be reflecting fully. Yeah, there we are. Alright, let's see. Let's put like this off to the side and stuff. Let's beat the level again. Whoa. Got some spam in the chat. Stop watching the stream and find love. Yeah, okay. Who knew I was going to need a moderator? Alright, deleted those. Alright, let's see. To be honest, that animation let's get rid of that for now and just slow it down, because you can't even really get the effect that I'm looking for with that. I just love how that looks. If you want to speed run these, it's faster instead of waiting for all the blocks to drop to start deleting from top down. Boom, 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 boom. Whoops, delete. Yeah, there we go. That slower view can give us a little bit more of those reflections I'm talking about. What would be really cool now is to not only do we do all those animations and flip it around and get rid of the stuff, pop the text on the screen, warp that off the screen. What would be cool is if we now animate the camera out to get us a zoomed out view as we're spinning. I'm gonna do that for sure. So, but let's go back to our post here and see. See, now this is, ugh, disgusting. I wonder if I can get a feeling for this level. Yeah. I feel like that looks a little bit more crisp on the image quality with that little exposure balance, but save that color. Might want to go back to white. And we just die together. It's only needed on this mode. That like changes the colors and like the meaning of the colors. But well, this is kind of cool. You can literally see the reflections as the blocks are sliding down and stuff. Yeah, I'm not so sure that the primitive backgrounds are going to look all that good. I was considering like, you know, with level 1, I was like, all right, let's use these, you know, cartoon sky animated background, just very primitive stuff in the background for that. Then I was like, all right, you know, maybe we'll do some bunch of post exposure, changing the colors, throwing in some fog, like tilting tiles, do some stuff with the lights, you know, change the color of the lights, go to lighting, get rid of this, do some, choose the lighting to shadows basically, to fit a certain vibe, bake all the lights in here, and then we'll have our color. We'll go for a mood. You know, it's kind of like what I did with tilting tiles. I would go for a colored mood, a way of feeling per level world set, and then I would write the music based on that feeling. I was thinking, okay, we could maybe do that for some of the backgrounds here, and then what would happen, you know, you would see the level animate, and you would see all this cool stuff, and it would spin around, and then it would look pretty cool. The effects already are cooler than they were on the little announcement trailer, because you can see, like, if you look right here in the side, you can see these reflections. You can see them as they slide down. Pretty cool. It's already looking pretty cool, like a very solid block that you create. So that's a little bit better, but you know, I don't know. I thought about doing like a hyper realistic background, you know, like building some, you know, realistic trees, and doing like maybe like a cityscape with like a realistic building, and that way you see when you're dropping the blocks and all that stuff, you would have the reflections of the really realistic buildings and use actual images like that. I take pictures for textures. But then I was like, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know if the juxtaposition, I guess, like, I don't know if it would look wrong with like the really primitive, just colored blocks, with a really realistic background. And I didn't want all the games to start going for an ultra realistic look, because I'm actually going to be doing like at least 2 to 3 games in like an ultra realistic style. So I was wanting to do some like simple cartoony stuff, to try to hit that vibe, to mix up some of the projects. But I'm not so sure how this is gonna look. I mean, I guess I could throw like some kind of, I could maybe use some reused textures on this. We gotta get rid of the sky. I wonder if I could do a fog volume big enough. So in tilting tiles, let's do like 100 scale. Can you see the edges of that? Yeah, you can't from the camera view, so that'll work. I'm faking fog in tilting tiles using a material on a plane. When you're in the built-in renderer like this, oh dude, check that out. I love the giant canvas. I usually get rid of that so it's not clickable, but I'm not even like over here. You can do that by going to layers, UI, and hiding that so it's not clickable in the scene. Yeah, this might be kind of cool. We just set up a little tilting tiles thing real fast. We'll do this like fog test type thing, and then I think it is these are legacy shaders. And they're particle shaders. I'm using 121 for the alpha. You know, we doing a blue vibe. The waters are going here. So what we got to do is, does that fog look too white? Like, does that hurt your eyes? Or should we go for something darker? I'm very carefully watching it. Legend of Zelda. The purple and yellow would be kind of cool. A lot of this is just too hard on the eyes, even though it's starting to blend pretty good. These colors are all useless. Let's go back to this blue-green. Am I at the top there? Yeah. I don't want to... I wanted to see where you can see the fog, but you can't really see the background of the blocks. Just about there. Where was our test, sky test? Can we move that? We can. Now, even though that's the same color, alpha value is 0. Status. That's the exposure level, that's why. Right there. It's the same color, but you can still see the separation. Alright. You pretty much can't see the image we're going for now. It's looking a little rough. Let's just try this. Yeah, gradients really... Gradients are definitely the best for maybe the sky. See, this is a whole different style of camera, and it's basically... I don't know. It's basically I'm going to be looking straight on instead of straight down, so I can't fake it. I do want to go ahead. Let's just do a little bit more here. Now we're getting a little bit of a cartoon look. Some... Boom, boom, boom. Huh. Yeah. I want those colors to be better. Dude, that looks garbage. Look at the difference. Now we were... one sec. Look at the difference from the colors we were creating in the light, in the sky, and in the fog. We're doing them with the color grading already on to choose the right color. And if we wanted to start without the color grading, they look absolutely hideous, like a, you know, a child put them together. So basically, I need to stick with something I like in color grading and then do it, or vice versa, don't use it at all. And don't know about that. It's a little darker now, but like I want a background that can be used. For all of these first set of levels. Something that makes sense with the world theme that I'm doing. I'm just thinking, maybe instead of sky, like fog and stuff underneath, like tilting tiles style, we don't do it in the sky. And instead, oh, there we go. Instead we do like an actual surface it's sitting on. I got an idea. Let's look at tables. (3D models). Alright, I'll pull this over here so you guys can see this. That's simple. I could 100% do that. Man, we could really go minimalist and literally build this. Like this ground, this background. Or we could go endearing. And this be like a game kind of built where you're in the living room and there's like all these models and stuff around the living room to give a story vibe. I don't know. None of these tables are really doing it for me. That's not bad looking. Maybe we should say like living room coffee table 3D models. Let's look at some textures. All the models and pictures are like really simple. That has some legs on it. Maybe let's get rid of 3D models. Living room coffee table. You're just trying to sell me stuff on Bing. we're here for research. Something like that could be kind of cool. This little Walmart table. Because you could put models underneath. The level would sit like right here based on this scale. Could definitely do metal and then just wood slats across. This would be kind of cool. And you could see through the below. That this is hideous. It's not bad if it wasn't for the wheels. This is like an easier to model vibe. Could go for this modern look. Put a rug. Put that exact style table. Build one of these couches. Build a little plant. Do some light coming in. Maybe like a flowing window scene or whatever. I wonder what kind of walls. Like wall. Not finding anything that's super great. That's also kind of a cool design right here. I don't even know if this is the right version. I have a newer one. I wonder if I should go for the this one. Double stacked. Is it not a JPEG? Oh, of course it's not. Or the other table. Well, let's just go with let's just make something really quick. Something really rough. Let's just go with that, yeah. That's not too bad. About the right length. And then I guess what we want is we're gonna scale this like 100 times. I'm just gonna do this like kind of rough. Because, you know, really, no, we're the same size here. I don't know if we need to do it that way. Like if this way is not how it needs to be done. I think, yeah, actually. The picture I was looking at, I didn't download it right. It's not a JPEG, I downloaded it as the web page on accident. So I'm just kind of eyeballing this. I'm just using kind of some primitives here. Could be like duplicating these fast with mirrors, but this is like literally so simple. I'm just not bothering to do any kind of fancy technique. Just extruding and driving some primitives around. I wonder if I should move that pivot point. Probably. Yeah, there's something like that Walmart table now. Now, I'm not really gonna, yeah, let's just, I'll texture this in just a second. Let me throw this out of the way. Or I could just put this back. Yeah, and let's throw this in the folder for Pic-A-Block. Models. Let's call it test table. Save in the Blender file, everyone. Alright, so let's bring this bad boy in here. Stick all these over here, so I'm digging through all my folders to get this. It's not streaming at all. Pic-A-Block, models, test table. Alright. Whoa. This is all disorganized as well. I will put these in categories at another time. Where are you? Little table? Is it like invisible? Is it that small? What is happening? Oh. I'm still used to the old days. I don't think they do that anymore. Where you could just import a Blender file. It's super inefficient, but you know, we're just playing around here. Let's do -2. Let's take this thing, scale it by like a factor of 5. We don't need the lights, the cameras, none of this. Leave that off for now. Alright, let's wrap some stuff. Let's just do like, let's call these test blocks. And we're going to make this a parent object. We're going to take all these cubes that we're just throwing out in the world and this little sky. We're going to hide all of those. And we're going to go new on post-processing. I also hate this still, so I'm going to take that new and put this in post-processing. Delete this folder. And we're just going to hide this for now. We're going to go back to our sky, put the default in so we can see what's happening. Grab a drink of water. Alright, gonna go for just a few more minutes. Alright, so now we've got a table here. For the sake of things, we're gonna take put some brown here, black here. Now, what is my snap settings? So you can go here. Well, that's probably why. Trying to move stuff far away. Is that to the vertex exactly? No. Vertex snapping. Snapping to the wrong vertex. There we go. Is that the right height? Yeah. Kind of want to be able to see that. Let's test the camera coming out. It's kind of doable, but the level is like a little too small. You wouldn't want that. It's kind of cool to see it from this far out. And reflecting some of the table would be kind of cool. And then it's like, oh, you built the Pic-A-Block. You put all your blocks together and you built it on the table. If we're going to go for the living room vibe. So we're gonna go ahead and do this here. I'm gonna have to use pen and paper, everyone. So the camera position is at 0, 1.75, -7, and 0 on the rotation. And that gives you a decent head-on picture of the entire level. So let's go back here. And let's say we like the camera. Let's find out where the camera is best. Probably like right here. Bum, 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 bum. And let's say we're gonna go flat. $13.75 would be the halfway point. $13.75, -20 in the Z. This is gonna be the second point. First point, I want to be able to look a little higher. And let's go like 90 here. And then actually like right here, let's do like 60. At this point, let's do like 20. Huh, I got it's coming through the table. Let's go -20. So we go whoop. And then we come up here. And then we come back down to like +20. And then in we go to 0, 1.75, -7, 0. I love that wobble. See that camera wobble? Where we slide in, we go boom, bounce, up and down, and pop back. The only problem is this creates more work for me if we're going to go with this kind of setup, because I wanted to have everyone see the cool animation where the level flies in. Of course, I do this every time. Every time I forget to turn off the loop. I almost never make looping animations, as they're only for character animations when they're running or something. Why is loop defaulted? Someone at Unity tell me that. Every single time about gives me an aneurysm. Where are we? What did I call that? Camera enter? There we go. It's probably going to be too fast. Probably going to need to slow that down. Yeah, did you see how fast that was? Good grief. Like, I think testing that is probably at 10% is probably fair. 25% might be the goal. We'll see. Yeah, 10% is a little too slow. 25% is probably it. Let's see how that goes. Boom. You got that bounce wiggle. Boom. You slam. But now, see, now the kicker is to start the level, we don't want the blocks to be on the table. Once the camera gets into position, now we need to trigger the code for the blocks to enter instead of the blocks to enter regularly. Let's see, it's 3:52. Let me pop into my Discord. Do like a last call type of thing to join in on the live stream. Yeah, check my Twitter. Engagement so low today. Streaming at 2:30 on Friday. Not the best idea, I guess. Alright, that's good. Yeah, alright, so we'll do a couple things here before I cut off the stream for today. Alright, so now what we got to do is figure out how to take this camera. As soon as we get here, we want to animate this in. Let me make sure everything still looks so good from here. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. There's like 3 ways you could do that, and they're all the exact same. So yeah, now this is gonna look really cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to make sure I get this scale right, because now what we'll do is, see, we'll build on this living room table. Imagine a rug beneath it, couch behind you, a window to the right with shadows dropping in, lamps, plants, and all that kind of stuff. And you get to see everything. What would be super cool is, like, you know, this is very primitive work at this point, but and we're not really going to get any partnerships off of this game. Some of our other games have been making some pretty decent money, and maybe I can swing something. But what would be really cool is to have, like, for Nintendo, let's say, when the camera's flying in and you're getting to see the living room, a little model of a Switch or something by the TV. You know, for Xbox, a little model of an Xbox, and PlayStation, same thing. That would be pretty dope. Not sure if we're going to be able to hit that, though. I'll have to reach out to some people and find out once this concept's a little bit more fleshed out past these primitive stages, because it doesn't really look that sweet yet. But whenever I go to texture this table and put some realistic stuff on here and do some real lighting and start building out the level, this will look pretty cool. And then these little blocks, I think maybe what I'll do is, to be honest, maybe instead of having them, like, you know, see how they do the reflection in them and they're just like kind of, you know, just colors and whatnot. I'm going to keep the colors because, you know, this is like Pic-A-Block. It's like a kid's game. You pick the block or whatever. But I'll probably do like a wooden texture. That would be kind of cool underneath, but still have, like, you know, where they're like sealed wood, like toys wood. So where it still reflects the level, but they're like, you know, blocks of, like, toy blocks, basically. You know, that would be kind of cool. And it would fit in with the vibe of the realistic textures a whole lot more. So I'll start working on that. I'll pull this up and start doing some wood textures to go. Basically, I could probably just pull the alpha out of a wood texture, or the colors out, and just use the actual texture, and then just change the material color. That way I could just have all these materials like this, change this color, but drop in a texture in here. I think that'd probably be doable. Maybe we'll experiment with that tomorrow. But so let's see what calls. Now let's go to some scripting. So the really cool thing is I have this set up as well as it can be. Let's just pull that for about right there for now. I'll do exact numbers later. So I programmed this bad boy to a T so I can just build levels now. The canvas is set up so you can just drag it and all of this will work for every level, and all you have to do is manually change out the thumbnail. The selection boxes, this is the parent for all these actual boxes. So the code for, you know, well, now we have to animate in. The code for all these little blue boxes and their animations and what number a box that you've selected is all there, so you can just drag that in so we can just make levels. The grid, you can see these are these square symbols. They're depicted by Unity. Those are little, they're just transforms basically, and at that point you just put them in there. They just have I just call them nodes and just change the color up here. They do have colliders, so they are raycasted too, but these are all the available positions the boxes can move to. Here's the actual boxes themselves. Here we go. All right, so now I'm thinking through it. Sorry for the random moment of thinking. So the blocks, they all have this code. I called it conveniently block, and that is you gotta love all these parameters here that I've set. Some are, not all of these are going to stay public. Some of them are. You know, it's not always the best programming practice to be making everything public. A lot of things need to be private, so you can't mess with them. But you know, for this testing here, I sometimes serialize the field for private variables, so you can see it in the inspector. But I have start frozen, last block in. The last block to animate in has a bool check. If I want to build the map, you know, separately to where I'm like, all right, this is, you know, this block here and this block here are going to be always frozen. And there's going to be some blanks in the map, so there's not a full set of squares, so you can move squares around better. That's what that boolean's for. The color number, this is going to be disappeared. That don't need to see that in the inspector. It's just there for now for testing purposes. Because this is gathered by code. I don't type this in myself. It selects the materials and then serializes the number into a number or whatever. Timed wait to enter. Now this is important. This is what I was looking for, because you can see I'm basically, instead of like hand animating like a million things, I have a different I have an animation for the blocks to enter, and they're all basically being called on a it's a loop through the time, and I'm going to have to not have that start right away. So let me open up my block code. I don't know if I need to hide any of this code. I'm going to swipe it over. Oh, it's on the other screen anyways. I don't think, like I said, there shouldn't be any PlayStation or anything in here. But, you know, just in case. I'm not trying to get sued. Ow, I gotta move around. My chair is super uncomfortable. I'm sitting in a Walmart kitchen chair. I know that's the game development life right there. I'm in the process of moving, and I gotta get a new chair, or else my back is gonna be thrown out, and my butt is gonna hurt too bad. But, let's see. So we start off the code. Start coroutine. Time to wait to enter. Aha. Yeah. Oh, this will be easy. We can change this together. More of these spam messages. Gotta love that. But 4:02. I'm at an hour and a half. Huh. I don't really like to stream more than an hour and a half. I usually like to cut those off by then. But this won't take that long, so maybe we'll just do this before doing it tomorrow. Camera is what we need. Yeah, I think I can do this real fast, and then we'll cut this off for today. So we'll go to main camera, and we're going to see... That's not what I'm looking for. My animation. So when the camera is in, we're going to add an event trigger. And I don't actually have any code on here, so we're going to have to write some new code. And we're just going to call this like main camera controller. I know this is not the most exciting development process. It's not exactly the best looking game that we've ever done. I'm trying to clean it up. You know, this is very primitive, and it will be very cool eventually, but right now it's not. But now as I'm listening, you know, we're just cruising here with this TreeFall playlist in the background. I think that you guys can hear that correctly. This maze music, this is one of the most difficult mazes. Everyone hated this one because it's the one that flashes the colors. But it makes me think like the next maze game that I do, people are really gonna like that. I'll probably live stream that because building those levels much more interactive. You'll get to see some level design creation, more models, you know, texturing. I mean, I might as well start building those mazes and texturing them on live streams because the texture process is like 5 hours. It's like free content. You might as well just go for it, you know. Yeah. But anyways, all right, so we've got the main camera script now, and what we need to do, I always go back here, put it in my scripts folder. So we're going to recalculate the scripts. It's been changed from the environment. Gonna let that load. And now we're going to open it back up. And I'm going to create a little public. This one does need to be public. Once again, loud clicking, sorry. Call this a... I guess you guys probably want to see this, at least. So I'm going to call it a public void. Let's call this camera has arrived. I like silly names like that. Put this in here. And then on this, we're gonna go, make sure, I think there might be some stuff in this block script that's that I have commented out for PlayStation stuff. So, 1 second. Finding every block. Finding all 25 block scripts, changing a public variable is probably not worth it. I think at this point, just going public static would be just more efficient. And only having it created once on just the camera instead of, you know, a static bool on like 25 blocks. That's no good. A public variable on every one of those is no good. That's used over and over. So doing the static once on just the main camera and making sure I only control it from here. Camera in position. It's probably better. And always start it in false. Camera in position equals true. Don't need that. Don't need this. And I like to get rid of all the spaces. All right. Simple Wimple code. And then we're gonna go back to the animation tab. We're gonna go to our event trigger. Camera has arrived. And then I'm gonna pop over here to the block, and then maybe it is more efficient the other way, because it's not going to work in start here. I'm going to have to run another method, because I don't want to stick all this in update. That's kind of lame. Doesn't need to be running every single second. I'm not the best programmer, so trying to do everything as efficiently as possible when I can, and when I know that it's more efficient to do something this way. Like my key things are like, made a lot of mistakes earlier in my games, just having too much stuff running in update, slowly learning to put stuff out in different methods, and only calling it when needed, not checking it every frame, not running through the code every frame. That kind of stuff, like I've gotten a whole lot better at that, but I've tried to take it up to a whole nother level about only using, like trying to maximize efficiency based on like what variables I'm using, you know, the differences between ints and floats, the differences between trying not to use strings anymore where I can, because it's just too much data. I save in just numbers and such. Now, and I'm trying to get everything running the least, only as much as it needs to run, having stuff not checking. It's so much easier to code just dropping something in update and saying, okay, if this turns true, you know, go do this. But like, that's not as efficient as like having a single method plopped out that only runs when called, and instead of just booleaning true all the time, just calling that method from a specific spot. But the problem is I can't do that from here. Like, I can't call this method and tell the block to run, because this is on the camera for one, and then two, there's 25 blocks. I can't put 25 things in here. Now, I guess I can. I think that I've got... See, now, I know that the I'm thinking hard now. Now, I could rewrite this code and change it to talking to the parent of all the blocks, and then all the blocks are in a list, so then I could say for each block in the list, change it to this, so we start the code running. But see, now I don't understand for each that well, because still in my brain I get we're running 60 frames a second, and it's going to blast through that list of 25 in a blink of an eye. But I've done the math here. Okay, I've done the math on all of the blocks on exactly when I want them to enter. And I don't know. It's going to have to go one by one, so they're going to start just a fraction of a second. They're going to start at different times, and I've planned out the math to work that where they're all starting at the same time. So that's why I was thinking, oh, the bool is more efficient than running through for each, setting it go, 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 go. And I know it's like probably not even noticeable. We can probably code that real quick and then try it and it would still look exactly right. But, you know, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the most efficient way is. Because if we don't do it where we do the for each, if we do the for each way, then we're able to just go once, hit one method, and in that method we say for each block, set camera has arrived to true, and if camera has arrived to true, then we start the inner animation sequence, and then the inner animation sequence is basically a countdown, so you wait so many seconds and then animate in. Couldn't do it that way. Or number two, like I was starting to do it, I was like, all right, let's just instead of doing that, we're gonna pop just a bool that's true, static, so we can grab it from our other script, and then the block script would say we're true, we're all running, and it would be true at the same time. All those blocks would be running the exact same method at the same time. They would all go right forward at the same time to the next animation. But that means that I have to either drop that in update or something, because I can't do it in start anymore, because the start method is going to be done running before the camera gets done animating. So then I'm having to write more code in update that says if this is true, pop this method, and then the moment that method is popped, we need to, and we're starting to do the inner stuff, we need to drop out the variable, because if it's in update and that boolean is true, we're going to run that multiple times, and we don't want that. It would just keep running through that code, running the same coroutine to start the animation, so we have to instantly say it's false. I wonder if all the blocks are going to be able to run that right. Let's just do some quick code. I've debated over this way too long. Let's say if main camera controller dot camera in position. We're going to set it to false, and we're going to set yeah, all right, let's just see. All right, let's test it. We got maximize play. I knew that was not going to work. Okay. There's no way that wasn't going to work. So it's going to have to run the other way, because all right, you're seeing it in real time. So the first cube, this was the first one to hit it in the loop, and then it instantly turned it to false. And then the rest of them didn't get to run. I have no idea why that one got in the loop first. I don't know. I don't understand the code that well. I'm deleting that. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to make a public we're going to go public void. I know you can't see this. I don't want to show all of it. I guess we're going to do over here. This is not showing anything. So we're going to call this like enter has started, or time to start growth. And then what we're going to do is that, which is starting this. We're just waiting for a time, and then we're growing. Now what we need over here, the regular blocks is the block parent. So we're gonna go game object, block. We're gonna call this block parent. We're trying to find this bad boy. So what I'm gonna do is game object, call this, actually I don't have to do all that. I'm not getting reference to a script. We're just going for, actually no, let's just reference the script at the namespace. So we're gonna call this, we're looking for the block parent script, and I'm gonna call this block parent script so I know what's going on. And we're trying to like, don't really need that up there. That's how we're gonna do it. Game object, and then we're gonna call this block parent reference, and it's gonna equal game object dot find object with tag, because we're only looking for one, and then I tag this block parent. So boom, and then we're gonna set the block parent script to block parent reference, not to transform, dot get component, block parent, and then camera in position doesn't, we don't need this anymore for now. We're gonna go block parent script dot, did I do this right? I didn't make that one yet. Too many methods to check here. We're gonna go call this start up each block. For each block, we are going to set block to time to start growth. Blocked, get component, block, time to start growth. And this is called start up each block. So here we're going to go to start up each block. Sorry. All right, so now when it hits that thing, it's going to run this on the camera, which is telling the block parent script to run this method, and in that method it runs through each of the children and then tells it to start. So with all of that confusing mess out of the way, let's see if this one actually works compared to the other one not working. PLP. Here's your dad, bro. Hold on, let me look at the camera. Boom. Missed you, bud. Oh, I missed it. Did it work? Camera flies in, bounces, goes over the table, and then they'll animate in. And they animate in on the correct time. So yeah, I guess that's really the more efficient way to do it, and it's the better way. Well, I mean, there's other ways to do it, but the other way I was thinking of doing it didn't work, so yeah. Awesome, beautiful. Well, holy cow. So that works. So now we have the camera animating in, and it calls the blocks to animate in when the camera is done, and then every level will play a different one, then the cursor animates in, and then you can start moving, and we've got the UI working, And the level complete all works when you complete the puzzle. So everything is really rolling along here, code functionality wise. What we need to do now, which was the purpose of this stream, is to make the oh, PLP. Yeah, I hear you. I've been doing the same thing. Apparently, I deleted a bunch of them, but apparently I've been getting spammed. I've been too busy working to find love. But yeah, so I guess now the next step is to actually make this graphically appealing. Now that most of this code base is actually working, and it looks a little bit better. It does. The reflections are still there. Actually, no, they're not. Let's just do that real quick. So this one's new. Let's see what that looks like real fast. Let's turn that on high. Yeah. I guess I can just put a little color grading on it. Maybe neutral? Well, let's see, is this already... Oh, wait a minute. There it is. Oh, yeah. There we go. I am going to make this a little bit of a bright environment when the living room is done. So, alright, there's a little color grading, and the reflections are back. Let's see what that looks like when it bounces in. Oh, yeah, see, that's really cool. Now, see, you can see it reflected in the table. And when you delete, this will look way cooler. This is like what I was going for. Delete this. Yeah, that's what I was going for with the spin animation. I wanted to reflect onto the table. I wanted this to the reflections to be in there for the atmosphere. So now that that's set up, we put some realistic looking stuff in here, like a really high quality couch, a better looking table, and all of that. This might be the vibe. That might be the vibe to go for, I think, instead of just the sky. Because really, I am going to make tilting tiles too, and I'm going to do the fog and the atmosphere and the wind and, you know, particle effects, the dust and stuff. So, like, I don't need this game to also look like it, especially when it takes inspiration from tilting tiles with the move counters and getting stuff in the right places. Yeah, so I think we should go for a whole different style, a whole different look. So let's go for the realistic look. Let's build, you know, you can see my background has changed. I'm in a different apartment right now. I'm not even going to be here for very long. I'm in the process of moving again. After I got married, we have one more month in this apartment, my wife's apartment, and now we're moving just a couple of weeks. So maybe I'll go ahead and model this living room type of setup and put it right here in the game. Oh, sweet. Whoops. Tiles autocorrect. Yeah, we got some... The chat is just popping off, PLP. This is some good time. It's... I don't know how to get rid of it. Maybe I should just turn you into the moderator. I'm about to finish this stream up for the day anyways, but yeah, I haven't seen this on YouTube before. Mod me. Yeah, here you go. Let me do this. Yeah, there you go. You can be the moderator for the next stream when we do this. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really sure what the deal is today. But, I mean, I guess, like, the love guys, they're pulling in some views, so I don't know. I guess take what you can get. But yeah, so I think the goal here is everything is functional. You can see, I already like this setup better than this one. Looks like we have found you a girl. Great. Yeah, so now the code's not going to work in here, and I'm going to have to redo that for this level, actually, because the camera, it needs the camera to animate, so I can't even test it to show you anymore. We'll fix that tomorrow. We're going to end the stream at about 4:30, so that would be exactly 2 hours. I hear you, PLP. There you go. So you got it, you deleted it, but they keep coming in and just spamming like crazy. Not sure what the deal is there, but yeah, if I turned you onto the moderator for this one, hopefully you should be good to go for the next one. I barely stream on here. Once I build a better setup, I'm going to start doing this more and just do a little bit per day while we're building these games. So, but yeah, I think we're good for today. That was fun. My butt is hurting. I got to go stand up and take a walk. This steel Walmart chair is really giving me some issues. So tomorrow we'll do some modeling, I think. Well, actually, I guess it's Saturday. Probably won't. I might do a little bit, but I probably won't stream. Monday we'll probably build the living room and then get this game going. I want to get this game running within the month and like have it look like a fully polished complete project. There's 75 levels in it that we're doing, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I'm going to be working overtime because I got to get this out to get a little revenue running in so we can build a new pitter pot, do a new 3D platformer. We're doing 2 3D platformers and and the horror game, The Letter. So those are going to take a little bit longer to do. So I need a couple small projects, the Pic-A-Block, and I'm going to be pulling out another small like port project to get a little bit of revenue so we can finish these bigger projects. And I'll probably do some animation. I'm animating Pitterpot now, so maybe I'll do that on the stream next week. But thanks for everyone for tuning in. There's still quite a few views, people watching now, but it has been 2 hours. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for today. So we're going to work on Pic-A-Block all next week. Maybe show a little bit of Pitterpot, but I kind of want to keep that a little bit of a secret and kind of reveal it at the new TreeFall Developers Conference. TreeFall Developers Conference is going to be massive this year. Thinking of doing not just other TreeFall members in the videos, but doing third-party partners, people we're going to be publishing stuff with, also being in the video. A lot of games to announce, a lot of stuff to do. So I've got a lot to work on. This game's got to be done and finished before that. So do need to get rolling on it. But yep, thanks for tuning in to the stream today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Even though it was kind of up and down, getting some of this set up, changing the volumes and stuff, messing around with some hideous looks to getting something that I think we're heading in the right direction. And then we'll go off of that design, that where are you, my Bing picture. We're going off of this tabletop. We need to view just this image. I'm going to save this better. Still, I don't know how we get that. Yeah, I'll do it later. We're going to go off that one and build the living room. Can I be in the video? Yeah, I'll just let you know before I go. Yes, you can, as long as you join the Patreon page, because I'm going to be doing a special preview for the Patreons. Let them have part of their reactions in the conference this year. So $1, bro. You've been in there before. You can hit it up again. $1, $3, and $5. You know, with the inflation, bro, we got to eat. So you can you can join on in. But yeah, so it'll be pretty big. That's going to be in October because we're going to be doing all the letter stuff for Halloween and whatnot. So we're going to try to do pretty big. There's going to be I'm going to try to do some really cool stuff for it. I got a couple irons in the fire outside of Xbox. Got a little bit rolling now, so I might be doing some other partnerships with some other companies, which would be pretty cool. We'll let everyone know how that goes. Still kind of up in the air. Also going to be hitting Nintendo back up again. And I think I'm feeling pretty good about it now. I'm ready to do some Switch stuff, so I think Tilting Tiles has got some really good data behind it, reviews, really good sales numbers. I think I might be able to get in the door with it with Nintendo. So we'll see, and all that stuff will be in the conference in a couple of months. So thanks for tuning in to live stream today. Going to be working on it the rest of the week, and we'll catch you then. All right, guys, that was a whole lot of fun.